So wait a minute and see if anybody shows up now that I'm back at the house. Man, I'm tired. Hey guys. All right. I was hoping somebody would show up. All right. We're going to try this again now. Now that I'm home. Oh man, am I tired. I know you were, I know you guys were I was having trouble with connectivity at my son's new house. And I know I was cutting in and out and in and out and in and out. So let's go back to the beginning. The first thing I was showing you guys was that my son, my son that has autism, actually bought a home. I could not be prouder. You never know with a special needs kid what they're going to be able to do and how far they can go in life. And then not only did he get a job, but he bought a property all by himself. Thank you so much. That's going for Finn. Um, it's amazing. I couldn't be prouder of the kid. But during his closing, very sad, my husband was sitting in the closing, and I think I told you guys he has a lot of coworkers that are getting cancer and they're dying. And one of his coworkers, who is also German, was just diagnosed. I think I told you guys like a month ago with pancreatic cancer with Mets to his liver. So they put the port in, he started chemo, then they scanned him, and the tumors weren't shrinking. As a matter of fact, they grew. So they upped his chemo, which is their protocol. That's what they do. And so they were sitting in the house waiting to go to an appointment, a second opinion appointment, I think it's called. And he said to his wife, "I'm not feeling so good." And she was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "I don't know. I don't feel good. I don't feel good." So she called for an ambulance. And you know how it is when the ambulance gets there, you go outside and you wave them down. So she went outside, like, we're here. She was only outside 1 to 2 minutes. And she said she came back in and he was gone. I mean, it was that quick. I hope it was, if you have to go, I hope it was fast. I hope it was painless. He left behind twin 10-year-olds. It's unbelievable. So his funeral is coming up this coming week. And he was younger than me, younger than my husband. I can't. And so his wife went to the school to get the kids. They were in school when he passed. And the teacher comes out and says, your son came up to me at such and such time and said he had a bad feeling about his dad. Apparently he had gone to the teacher and said, "I think my dad's gone. I think my dad died," right about the time he died at home. How freaky is that? I mean, I'm just like, oh my God. So she told the kids, very sad. His family was just here visiting from Germany. They're not coming back for the funeral. And her family's in Romania. And apparently you got to have a visa. They can't get here. It's going to be a really small funeral. My husband has stepped up as a pallbearer. Lots of people are stepping up as pallbearers because she has like no family here, but a lot of work friends. So we're all gonna band together to get her through this. As for my son, thank you guys for your congratulations. Yeah, we never knew what was going to happen with him. We always assumed he would be living with us for the rest of his life. He is living literally it takes us 10 minutes by car around the corner. So he's close. He is going to put Google cameras, one at the front of the house, one at the back of the house, and it'll be on our account so that we can monitor the property. And we went over there. We've been hanging blinds and putting pulls on all the cabinets and, so that's what's going on. Now, as far as the Markle situation, the Meghan Markle situation, let me just say, I think it's absolutely horrid that, we had all that back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, right? yes, I reached out to them. And then the Markles would say, no, she didn't. And she would go, yes, I did. No, no, they didn't. Well, come to find out, she sent an email. An email. Now, it broke my heart when Thomas Markle Sr. said, I was always hoping that Megan would call me, so I never changed my phone number. All she has to do is pick up the phone. Just pick up the freaking phone. She won't. She's shooting an email to a 5-year-old email address and goes, I reached out. I reached out. And then the last thing I read was she's like, well, they have to give me an accurate email address. It's the ball's in their court. I will resend my message once I get an accurate email address. And I'm like, you want it in writing because you know that this is going to go out in public. You very carefully crafted some sort of an email. We all know what's going on here. Doesn't take a genius. But when she said, when it came out in the article that her spokesperson said that she's been trying to reach him since the wedding, I literally vomited in my mouth. Really? I mean, I knew she was a liar, but my God. And you know, she when her father had his 2 heart attacks and his stroke, she got on a private jet and went to frickin' Uvalde 6-7 hours to kneel in front of some crosses and get some pictures taken. Yup, that's it, Carol. And thank you. Um, she went 6-7 hours on a private jet to kneel in front of those crosses and get a photo op. You know, I'm sure Oprah or Tyler Perry would be very happy to loan her their private jets. She could just fly on out and see her dad. But when the hospital itself says that she's never reached out, it's really sad. The whole thing is just sad. But what I heard, and I'm covering a lot of this tomorrow, as well as the Christmas Carol concert, covering that too. But a lot of what I heard was that she first had them reach out. First, she calls them aides. They're not aides. She doesn't have aides. She has employees. But I heard she reached out to see if it was true that he really had his leg amputated. She didn't reach out when he had his 2 heart attacks to see if they really happened. She didn't reach out after the stroke to see if it really happened. But she reached out to see if he really had his leg amputated. I mean, are you kidding me? And I mean, when Harry found out his father had cancer, he hopped on a flight. When they found out Catherine had cancer, within hours, they put out a statement. Her father, 2-3 days later, we get this generic statement, she's reached out. That tells you everything you need to know right there. Her reputation is trashed. And I also heard that she was blaming that her father did this to try to kill her Netflix show. That's why she had to reach out. Yes, I'm sure he planned to have a leg amputated just to hurt you, Meghan Markle. Sure he planned a leg amputation. Of course. And then it's like, the man, you sent him an email? You sent him an email. He's unconscious in ICU. Who's reading his emails? Like, just, oh my God. And her show was dead already. We're covering a lot tomorrow. We're covering that. We're covering the chocolate. We're covering, oh my God. Harry gave a speech at a British, luncheon thing in Los Angeles. He looked scruffy, like he just rolled out of bed. I'm just like, oh my God. I don't get it. It's just, like, you used to be a prince of the realm, and now you're going around giving these stupid speeches and showing up on Steve Colbert's show because you got nothing else in your life. How sad is that? I know. That's it. Can you believe that her father planned this to sabotage her return? Why else would she check to see if it was real? Like, are you kidding me? I can't even speak. I'm like stumbling over myself here. Oh my God. Rent-a-Prince. Yes, he's the Rent-a-Prince. Exactly. That's exactly what he is. Oh my God. And then some pictures showed up of him that were taken in ICU. He's woken up. And I guess Thomas Markle Jr. took some pictures, and Bless him. He looks horrible. He's what, 81 years old? He looks horrible. He looks so rough. And people, some of the articles that are coming out now saying that Megan can't trust Thomas. He's brought all this on himself. Look what he did to his poor daughter. And then they brought that Dear Daddy letter up again. I'm like, are you kidding me? We're covering all of this tomorrow. Okay. So there's going to be another ridiculously long video tomorrow, you guys. I don't even, I don't know what to say. The Junior, well, I don't think, okay, let me say something because I got my ass handed to me because of something I said on the Sidleys when I was on there the other day. He's a carer for a man, an 81-year-old man with multiple medical problems and probably the beginning of dementia. Having been the child of a parent that had Alzheimer's for years, early onset, and then another 15 years went by, it is exhausting. It's absolutely exhausting. And you are allowed to yell and scream and kick and say, oh my God, I don't know how much longer I can do this. But in the end, you're going to do it because that's your parent. You know, your parent took care of you their whole life, made sure you had absolutely everything that you need and in the world. And so when your parents need you, it's your responsibility to be there and help your parents. That's the way it works. That's the way it should work. Nobody's saying that being a carer is easy. Nobody's saying it's something that people want to do. But when your parents spend all of their time, money, and energy in helping you and making you an adult and doing all this stuff with an adult, my goodness, you have to help your parents when they get older. So, you have to listen to his angry rant. I mean, this is going to sound terrible. This is going to sound terrible. I'm not subscribed to Thomas Markle Jr. I don't listen to him. I don't listen to his sister. I've never had any contact with any of them. I've never spoken to any of them. But and I understand there's some weird family dynamics there. I get it. And I know being a carer is difficult, but you know, you until you're doing it, I mean, I get it. I did it. You know, I had one parent, my mother took care of my father for I don't know how many years. He had late stage Alzheimer's until he became, on top of the Alzheimer's, he became a sundowner, which means he became even more confused at night. He was up wandering around at night. So she was up at night with him. Everybody was exhausted in the house. Finally, my mother had to put him into a facility. And then she went and visited him 3 times a day. We helped with the laundry. We helped with the grocery shopping. We went by to visit. We went by to eat with him. We did all kinds of stuff. It sucks. And then after I remember saying to my mother, what are you going to do when dad dies? Because every minute of your life is taking care of dad. She looked at me dead in the eyes. She goes, I'm going to live. Okay. So dad died in 2014. She died 3 years later. Because the second she wasn't looking after him and her purpose was gone, she went downhill really quickly. So it sucks. And then we had to take care of her. Doctor's appointments and in and out of the hospital. And then she went on hospice at one of my siblings' houses. And then we were over there taking care of her. And nobody says it's easy. It's not easy, but that's your duty as a child, is to help. Very simple. You may not agree with me, and that's your right not to agree with me, but that's my opinion. Our parents did everything possible to make sure we had the best start in life. And it was our job when they got too old to do things for themselves to help them out. You know, and yeah, I understand that he's frustrated. I understand he's tired. You know, I get it. Believe me, I get it. But that's his dad. So I said that in the Sidley's live that I was on, and people jumped. I can't believe you said that, Sue. That's terrible. It's not terrible. It's what you do. It's the reality of life. Everybody helps out their parents. And while I'm sure he's tired of it, he's not going to get a medal for taking care of his dad. He's doing what he needs to do. And they're living in the Philippines because the cost of living is low. Samantha Markle can't help. She's in a wheelchair. How's she going to help him? You know, I you know, yeah. Thomas Markle won the lottery, from what I understand. He spent every bit of that money paying for Meghan Markle's private schooling. He could have kept that money. He could have put her in public school. He would have had millions now to retire on. He would have had millions, but he spent the money on his child. Now he needs help. She's a multimillionaire and she ain't doing crap to help him. So, you know, it is what it is. So, yeah. Anyway, I don't know what's going on with the whole Markle family. Like I said, I've never spoken to any of them. I don't know any of them personally, and it just there's some weird dynamics going on. I get it, but yeah, that's why people jumped down my throat after I did the live with the Sidleys, because I said that, because I said he needs to just suck it up and get busy, because that's his dad, and his dad is completely reliant on him for all of his help. And if he didn't want to be in that position, he shouldn't have moved with his dad to the Philippines. He should have just stayed wherever he was. But he went with his dad, and that put him in that position. So anyway, I don't know who this is. Colin. Who's Colin? Carol, you're going to have to take a look at this. I don't know what's going on. Listen, I'm not saying it's not stressful for him. I'm not saying it's not stressful for him. Don't misunderstand. I'm sure it sucks for him, but it sucks for him. Like it sucks for everybody else. So it is what it is. What's going to happen now is her reputation is in the toilet. I mean, it really is in the toilet. You can't bang on about family and love and Christmas, and then you won't even pick up the phone and call your dad. No, I shot him an email. Like somehow that makes it better. Nobody's interested. Nobody's interested. Yeah. There were 4 of us that took turns. I moved in with her and my siblings were right there. Yeah. Yeah. There were 3 of us taking care of dad and 3 of us taking care of mom. And it was hard. It was really hard. But I mean, I tell my boys all the time, we've done everything for you to help get you on your feet. We're doing everything we can do for you. My son bought this house. We bought blinds for him. We put them up. They didn't come with I have 2 simultaneous, 1 vertical and 1 horizontal. I do? Oh, that's odd. I don't know about that. The house didn't come with shower curtain rods. Who doesn't put shower curtain rods up? So we had to go and buy shower curtain rods. We bought a couple of rugs. We gave him some of the furniture that we had from the bigger house that we moved out of that we don't have use for anymore. We moved all of that over there. We gave him plates, dishes, silverware, cooking utensils. We've got everything. We're stocking that kid's house. Lucky for us, it came with appliances. That's the only thing it did come with. Nice appliances. So he's got a washer and a dryer and, refrigerator, really nice fridge and a gas stove and, all this stuff. And they did what do they call that? A construction clean? Is that what they call it when you move before somebody moves in? Oh my God. I went over there. I ran my hand on the counter. They didn't even wipe the granite down. It was horrible. I went over there. I started mopping. And when I dumped the water, it was black. It was just disgusting. So I had to clean everything before he could move in anyway. He still hasn't moved in because we have to move his furniture over there. Let's see what else. Okay. So for me, going back to the Markles, I know I'm bouncing around. My brain is just, for me, my big thing is, if you want to show people that you're compassionate and you want to show people that you're still, I don't know, a loving daughter and, whatever, then you don't just shoot your dying dad an email. You pick up the phone, you call him. and you say something to him on the phone. You say something. You don't not do that. It's a bad look for her. She's just let this go on and on and on and on and on. And again, she kind of insinuated that Thomas Markle got sick and had his leg cut off right about the Christmas time when her Netflix show came out to try to hurt her. Yeah, yeah, exactly. She won a humanitarian award. Does that sound like a humanitarian thing to you? That she won't speak to her dad? Like, I don't get it. Look, uh, he's never the fact that when he said, "I've never changed my phone number," that just broke my heart. I've never changed my number because I always hoped that she would call. He said, "I'd like to reconcile with her before I die. I'd like to meet Harry before I die. I'd like to see my grandchildren before I die." I mean, she's just if this doesn't show you what kind of a person she is, then nothing will show you. Nothing will show you what kind of a person she is. It just it just it just is what it is, you know? He's 81 years old. He already said a couple years ago that most of the men in his family don't live past 80. Now he's 81. I mean, all she has to do if she doesn't want him to get her number, all she has to do is block it. What is that? Star 67 or something? Star 67, I think it is. Don't quote me on that. But if you do star 67 and then you dial the number, it shows up as private number. She could very easily call him without revealing her phone number. That's an easy thing to do. So, uh, I I heard about this. I heard about that. I think that if she even attempted after her father's death to smear his name even more, I think it would go even worse for her. So, at least that's my opinion. That's just my personal opinion. Okay, so do we have any questions online while I have my readers on and I can see what you guys are saying? Tiffany says, "Don't feel sad for me. If you're toxic, you're not in my life. I'm only focusing on peace and happiness. If you're not going to give that to me." Okay, well, up until she married Harry, she was going on and on about what a great dad he was. Right up until she bagged Harry. She all over her TIG, she's putting up messages, "Your little flower." So I don't believe that the second she met Harry, suddenly he's a toxic, horrible father. That doesn't fly for me. That's just me. So, um, let's see. You have two times. Okay, let me see if I can hang on, you guys. Let me see if I can do something about the fact that I apparently have two simultaneous live streams. If I delete one, I'm hoping it won't delete the other. So here we go. I'm deleting one. If I suddenly disappear, I'll come back. Hold on, here we go. Am I still on? Am I still here? Somebody say something. Somebody here? Okay, so I'm still on. There we go. Chuck Norris, I don't know who you are, but why don't you just get lost? Bye-bye, Chucky. Okay. All right, I'm still on. All right. So it's still going. Anyway, the whole thing just sucks. And the whole situation is just terrible. And I don't know what else to possibly say, except I think it's absolutely horrible that this man is begging to meet the grandchildren before he dies, and she's shooting him an email. So I don't know what else to say. I think it's sad. The whole thing is sad. Um, yeah, yeah, I have a moderator. She's picking them out one by one. Um, why doesn't she sue Thomas Markle Jr.? Because um, if she sues anybody, okay, if she sues them, then that gives them the chance to come back with evidence. So, you got to be careful about that sort of thing. You know what I'm saying? Because and if she, it's like opening Pandora's box. Does that make sense? What I'm trying to say? It's like opening Pandora's box. Uh-oh. I was watching the live. I'm sorry. I didn't realize there were two going at the same time till somebody said something. I was like, what? How do you have two lives going at the same time? That must be a new StreamYard thing. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I'm so sorry that you got deleted. Anyway, I guess we'll have to wait and see what the next thing is that comes out. But I would hope that she would reach out. Not that if she reached out, not that if she reached out, it would change my opinion of her. But I feel like I want Thomas Markle Sr. to have peace. I want him to have the peace that he's looking for before he dies. Does that make sense? I want him to have the peace and the I want him to have the peace and the calm before he passes. I'm not looking to rehab her. She's unrehabable as far as I'm concerned. I'm looking for him to have peace before he passes on and leaves this world. Oh, thank you. Yeah, everything goes to Finn. Which, by the way, I should tell you that we had some friends that have been out of the country. You guys remember Muro? He's been back with us for another month. And his owner's picking him up today. I think Finn is going to be so sad to be once again alone. The two of them trot around the property by themselves, and they hang on the bed together. And I think they're very sweet. Always, I'll pray for anybody and everybody. Anyway, yes, I spoke with her not that long ago, Duchess of Narcessic. She's actually very happy. I mean, right now her channel's down still, but she is really loving taking a break. She said she didn't realize how much of a mental break she needed until she stepped away from all of this because the channel went down. If they don't restore her channel, she's just going to start another one. So, but first she had a message that said your channel's down. Now her message says stay tuned. So it sounds like they're working on trying to put it back up. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Maybe Finn wants his own. You know what? We talked about that. I talked about that, but let me tell you something. Finn is literally the perfect dog. He doesn't chew on anything. He doesn't have accidents in the house. He's completely housebroken. If my husband and I go away for, 4, 5, 6 hours at a time, I don't worry about leaving Finn alone in the house. He's perfectly fine. You add a second dog to the mix. You could have a dog that you have to crate, which means you can't be gone that long. They may be chewing on things. The second you take your eyes off of them, something is happening. I mean, we're afraid to adopt another dog. Yeah, Finn is Susan. He is my soul dog. Well, Eddie was too, but Eddie was my soul dog too. Both of them. But it wouldn't be possible to get two dogs that are as perfect as Finn is. To get a second dog that would be as good as Finn. I just don't believe that would happen. And also, I have to say that Finn is very jealous of other dogs. Was watching this on YouTube. They stopped your channel and said the video had been removed. I couldn't send a message, so I can't get on TV YouTube right now. Oops. Okay, next time if that happens, I'll leave it until the end. we won't mess with it. So anyway, the funeral for my husband's friend is Friday. the owner of Muro, what time is it? It's 3:30. He should actually be here in the next 20 minutes to pick Muro up. So I'm going to end this live. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Maybe Megan will send another email. But remember, she'd only said that she would send another email if they gave her the email address and verified that it was the good email. So basically she spun it around and put it back in their corner. Like she could, her aides could call anybody and get the email address. Give me a break. Like seriously, let's see your outfit. It's just a shirt and jeans. This is one of the shirts I bought before I went to Naples because it's really comfortable with the openness on the sleeves. You don't get overheated and it's good. Anyway, okay, guys, we got to get ready for Muro's owner to come get him. I'm sad he's leaving. I hope everybody has an absolutely fabulous day. Hang on just a second. I have to do something here. Where are you? Right there. There we go. Put that person in timeout and take care of that problem. I hope you guys have an absolute... Royal Daily Tea is on Victoria's Voice live stream. Thank you for letting me know that. You guys don't, if you want to go see Royal Daily Tea, that's where he is or where she is. I don't know. I don't have the link to that, but there we go. Now you're gone. All right, you guys. I hope you guys have a fabulous day and an enjoyable weekend. And yeah, that's it. Have a great day. Don't forget to look out for my video tomorrow. It's another really long one. All right. See you guys. Bye.